Good day, sleuths. I'm Frankie. Nice to see you again. So, I think today I want to talk a little bit more about summer wells. There's been a whole bunch that has been coming out the past week or so. So, I think I want to concentrate on that a little bit. So, I've got a list here. I don't really have anything prepared, but off the list, I think it should keep us busy for a couple of minutes. First thing I want to talk about is Ernie Shell. I don't know if you noticed, but he was doing a lot of lives with Candace. Well, I just thought he was a weird guy anyways, just from seeing some of the different things he's done. But he was arrested on the 28th. I've got the booking stuff here. So, Ernest Shell, Madison County Detention Center, no bond. The first charge is receiving stolen property of $10,000 or more. And then there's criminal mischief on the third degree. So he was arrested on the 28th, earlier in the day. And Ernie's 42. I don't really see a date here for court, so I guess I'll just have to kind of wait and watch and see what happens with that. But I don't know if you watched any of his interviews. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of oh my goodness when it comes to this case. So, another oh my goodness is Benny. I don't know if you watched his extremely long rants. They were basically about an iPhone that Dawn has, or had, I guess. Another person backed up the information that was on that phone, and then somehow Candace got the phone. And the last thing I heard about this iPhone is Candace said she gave it to the uppers. I don't know what the uppers are. I don't know if they're talking about law enforcement. I don't know if they're talking about private investigators. I don't know who the uppers are. I don't even have a clue. I mean, you just can't trust anybody in this case. That's been the hardest thing about this. Every time I think I've got it kind of figured out, something else has happened. So I did ask if I've got a friend that's around that area, someone I've met through actually doing this. The devil came knocking, very nice fellow, and he knows that area pretty good. So he was saying that there is caves out there, which I would kind of expect due to the terrain. And not far from this area, there's like a bear reserve. So that's where that picture of that 500-pound bear is from that I showed you in my last video on summer. So, yeah, there are caves throughout. So, I don't know if, I'll see if I can find a picture. The Wells property has got a cut line on it. So, it truly is easy to get from that house all the way down to the lower half of their property. So, on the lower part of this property, there's this shed / kind of old beat up house. I haven't figured out what it is quite yet, but I do know that people have stayed in it when, things have gone kind of sideways in their personal life. Dawn's just said use that. So another thing about this shed house, whatever it is, we don't know if there's a basement in there. Some people have said yes and some people have said no. But I personally would be really curious to find out if there is a basement there. I would imagine the TBI would have an idea, or I don't know, Ronnie Lawson, who knows. So, yeah, a little concerned about that property down there. There's also a shed kind of up above, well, it's up top where the house is, and it's a white shed. It's the place that Chris, I think it's McDonough, When he from the interview room, he was kind of wondering if Dawn was in that white shed, just not wanting to deal with anything with that family. Who knows? So let's see, the white shed we've discussed. I did also ask if they thought that there was well water or septic. So the way it was kind of explained to me is they are a little bit ways out. So they've either got spring water, but or a well, but unlikely that they've had like water service brought in. That also means that they do have a septic tank. I'm sure if I remember correctly, there were people that looked at that. But yeah, there is a septic tank. So now we've also got Jose. He's actually done a couple interviews lately, and if anything else, he's shed light on who Summer is, or maybe was, I hope not. But he's basically the first person that explained her personality, and, as it's been put before, he breathed light into Summer. We just haven't heard anything, right? So it was nice to hear a little bit more about Summer. And he did mention the basement situation. I don't know if you remember, but to get to the basement from inside of the house, you kind of have to go underneath this I don't know, island of sorts. And there's stairs that kind of take you down there. And the interview room basically calls it the dungeon, which is like a really good call. It was horrible. Cement, dad and mom's room over there. The kids are over here. We don't know who slept where or when. It just kind of sounds like it was a free for all when it came to sleeping. But yeah, that dungeon, that's horrible. And that was supposedly Summer's room. Like I say, on the one side. So Grandma has spoke, right? Grandis? And she's thrown into the mix this long nap that she had. So basically, it's giving us we've got basically a 2-hour gap between what Candace says and how things actually occurred. So if Grandma slept, that gave Candace 2 hours to do whatever it is that was done throughout those 2 hours. There's so many different rumors. There's people saying that Summer was sick, so she drove to meet Dawn, and there's other people just she was trafficked, or all sorts of things. But at this point, I don't know enough to say what happened. I don't know. There's so many variables, and there's so many different characters that are not trustworthy. So that 2 hours that are missing, that's where our key is. That's where something happened, is in those 2 hours. Not 2 minutes, like Candace said. There's a 2-hour gap. The time does not lie between the phone calls to the police, the phone calls, everything they were able to track. 2 hours. And then there's Hunter and Candace. Ew. So it's said that they slept together. So that's child. I don't know. That's SA? I don't know what that is. That's not good. Oh, good Lord. So I'll be interested to see if Allie decides to press any charges there, because I truly believe she could. So another thing I found interesting, I had heard, I was talking to 2 different people from that area. One person said there was going to be a search, And the other person said, not going to be a search. So I thought, you know what? I'll phone the TBI and just find out for myself. Well, what the TBI did was hung up on me. I was shocked. It's like, you're the law enforcement. Click. That's all I heard was neat, 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 neat. Okay then. Wow, you guys are the ones in charge. Unreal. So, for now, that's kind of what I have for an update. We can go deeper into all of this, but this is kind of what has happened lately in short form. I think this is going to bust open. Everybody in that little area seems to be spinning out. So I'll be watching. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Michelle After Dark or Michelle Walks. She's from Northern England, and oh my God, she is so on this case. So she doesn't put anything out there that she doesn't believe, or if she does, she will go, I don't know. She's really good. You should look for her. So that's Michelle After Dark and Michelle Walks. Like I say, great source of information. So, the other thing I did learn. So, this is good information. This comes from a really good source, but it's not second. I am hearing this through somebody else. But from my understanding, Summer's house was under investigation for a little bit of time before she went missing on SA charges. So we can kind of guess. I mean, the house is only so big with so many people. And yeah, before she went missing, they were looking into charging someone with SA. I guess it's part of the reason. I know Candace said that she was enrolled in school, but I guess she hadn't been yet. Hearing this news makes me wonder a little bit more about what went on in that household. Like I say, you guys can take it for what it is. I believe the person that told me this information. I trust him very much. But it's not gospel, right? It's not gospel. So just know that. You do with it what you want with that information. But I do tend to believe that just the way Summer behaved, I'm a survivor. So you tend to get an idea how people behave because it's almost the same for everybody. And if that's the case, and they find out who is doing this person, they have to be in jail. This is mortifying news, but not totally surprising. So I want to thank you very much for being with me. I think that's as far as we'll go today until I get a little bit more of an update. See what happens, because I believe more's coming pretty fast. So I will keep you updated. I'm going to work on Kyron Horman soon. That's my next project. Somebody decided, long story, but somebody decided to start hacking one of my accounts. So I'm been kind of moving things around a little bit. But yeah, always interesting when you're working online, right? So anyways, with that, thank you very much for being with me. I totally appreciate it. Without you, I cannot do this. If you can, subscribe would be awesome, and hit that bell for notifications. when people talk about this algorithm, it's a real thing. In order to get your videos pushed out, you really need someone to, like, you need your viewers to like. And from what I've been learning, it seems if they can do it when they get on, it somehow hits that algorithm a little bit better. So, yeah, if you could do this stuff for me, I mean, that's all I ask for. I hope you enjoy the content. I'm doing my best to keep it all honest and true. If I make any mistakes, feel free to leave me a message. Be kind. And thank you again. I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.